Buju, we are here on land, traditionally the home of Native American tribes. The first people of this land are still with us today. We hope to work with their elders, past, present, and emerging, to imagine our community as a model of health, sustainability, and the good life for all and generations to come. Chi Miigwech.
We've been here for 67 years. We moved here as they built, right when they built Little Earth. So we've been here from the very beginning. This is Indian land. In 55, it's slanted because that's the way the Native Americans used to ride their horses down to the cold springs or whatever they're called. And they just kept using it so much it had to be a highway. This decision about this stuff, about the ethnic thing, is the most race-based city planning ever done by the city. It's like watching a people, we've taken enough from the Indians already. It's like taking their last piece of land, they're going to take that and then they're going to push them off it. And you watch this and you say, my God, you know.
They go off of dollars and cents. How much can they exploit? How much can they extract?
You know, it's just a shock. She was lying to us, just bold-faced lies.
They don't understand their own arguments.
I literally had a council person ask me, well, do you want clean air or do you want clean water?
What do you want, clean air or clean water?
How can he possibly justify this? How does he sleep at night? But everybody seems to be sleeping pretty good except us. Now we've been through 4 or 5 generations. Each generation, asthma came. Each generation, a little more heart disease, a little more asthma. Then the next generation, kids had so much asthma, they dropped out of school. Or they quit going until it didn't make any sense to even continue.
We were sick and tired of seeing generation after generation of kids lose everything, lose the schooling, lose their education, lose their possibility for a future, for a job, for a future for themselves. And this is what's coming down on this community, and this is what the city is now trying to do to us. More pollution, more trucks, more cars, more congestion.
I mean, frankly, I don't know what to do because this is so horrible. It's like watching people just be put to death almost. We gotta say it's genocide. We're dying from this. It's taken us 20 years to have this happen, but all this pollution, all this time is finally just killing off our next generation.
For me, when I see those kids, when I see my elders, when I see my people walking, living, thriving, it's beautiful, it's excellent. But it's when I don't know if it's temporary because the reality is their zip code will get them killed.
To be honest, I didn't realize the harm that was going on. And when my son, he was 14, my son Trinidad, he had an unknown heart condition just pop up, right? So we're like, what the heck is going on? He was never born with a heart condition. Like, we just didn't understand. It was all so fast and everything just happened so fast. And then he needed a heart transplant. And we're like, okay, so, but he didn't survive that. He was 16 when he passed. And I thought maybe it was like something that, you know, I carried or gave to him as his mother, you know, like something in my genes, or that's when I start learning about the harms and the pollution that the city was already putting in and how much more they wanted to put in.
Yeah.
Because when I learned of the harms that pollution caused, it was asthma, heart conditions, and other health conditions. But the one that stood out to me was heart. And I was like, really? So this is what's going on? This is what they're doing to us? What's really disturbing is that, for me, that they're creating this genocide on Native people, and they're reaching over 30 different tribes at one time. And they don't give a shit.
It shouldn't have to take any death to move people. It shouldn't have to take a movement to create change. It's just obvious that this is not okay. You know, we're human and we deserve a shot. youth has always been at the pinpoint of like, you know, this project. It's why we're doing what we're doing. It's, you know, putting ownership and the profit into the pockets of the people. But more importantly, it's thinking about the next 7 generations, which is a very indigenous framework on how to model, you know, sustainability.
You have a chance to do something that changes history. There's events that occurred in the U.S.'s history that have been pivotal, for better or for worse. This is one of them.
Yeah, a little patch of earth that would help thousands of people. Thousands. And not only health-wise, being able to have a job, food security, a safe place to go and hang out, like, just so much.
The genius behind this proposal is we have a 230,000 square foot building that's going to be owned by the community. And that is, the community all have shares within the building.
And couple that with a process that you can review, that what the community needs is still represented in the building. It's a caucus-light process. The caucus process isn't going to be perfect. It can be, but it's something we'll strive for so that we make sure community voice isn't left out. Again, because we are better than the city.
When a project like this comes from the grassroots up, it can belong to the people in a way that can't be overridden by authorities. Parts of the community have been terribly damaged. On the other hand, I get so inspired by seeing the rising up, I guess, you know, and people have said, we're not going to let this happen, and I do believe that's true.
East Phillips has become a zone of exception where things that don't happen in other parts of the city are allowed to happen in East Phillips. So I guess the challenge would be how to make that, you know, from a zone of exception to an exceptional place and an exceptional part of the city.
What is environmental justice?
What is economic justice?
What is the right thing for the city to do?
And I think one of the slogans that's really captures it all is urban farm, not toxic harm.
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 Not toxic harm.
Let's grow.